I'm gonna kill you first.
What are you gonna do to me?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Told you.
The movie begins with a man named Tony Stark, a highly intelligent and extremely rich billionaire. From his childhood, Tony was known to be a genius. At a very young age, he had already mastered the field of technology. He went to Afghanistan and showed his new missile to the US Army, and once he was returning home, their convoy was suddenly attacked.
I don't want to see this on your MySpace page. Please, no gang signs. Okay?
Jimmy, stay with Stark! Here!
ये खित्ता उन लोगों के सफेद हड्डियों से भरा हुआ है इस खातिर जमा हो रहे हैं
The story then flashes back to 36 hours earlier in Las Vegas, showing a video biography of Tony's life. He's introduced as a visionary and genius. He built his first circuit board at 4, an engine at 6, and graduated MIT at 17. After his father, Howard Stark, passed away, family friend Obadiah Stane helped manage the company until Tony took over at 21. At an awards ceremony, Colonel James Rhodes announces that Tony has won the famous Apogee Award, but Tony is not there. Instead, Obadiah Stane comes on stage to accept the award for him. He jokes that Tony is always busy working.
The best thing about Tony is also the worst thing. He's always working.
You are unbelievable.
Oh, no.
It's right here.
One more round.
There you go.
There it is. That was easy. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Come on, man.
There
Stop.
it is. We can. Two crap. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. There you go.
A reporter, Christine Everhart, asked Tony for an interview. She asks him if the weapons deal he is involved in are right. Tony replies that one day, when World War III happens, if they do not have weapons, how will they help their people? After chatting, Tony takes her to his house in Malibu, California, and they spent the night together.
You ever lose an hour of sleep your whole life?
Be prepared to lose a few with you.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. The weather in Malibu is 70. High tide will be at 10:52 a.m.
As morning breaks, Jarvis, Tony's AI assistant, welcomes the day with a weather and surf report. Christine, alone and curious, tries to interact with the house's tech but is denied access. Tony Stark is in his workshop, casually working on a car with Jarvis assisting. Pepper rushes in on the phone, reminding Tony he is late for his flight to Afghanistan. She tells him that today there is a big deal in Afghanistan, and Tony's personal jet is waiting for him. When he reaches the airport in his Bugatti, James awaits him, and the two of them head towards the war zone in Afghanistan.
3 hours, you got me standing.
Waiting on you now. Let's go. Come on. General.
Welcome, Mr. Stark.
Is it better to be feared or respected? It's the first missile system to incorporate our proprietary repulsor technology. To let one of these off the chain, and I personally guarantee you, the bad guys won't even want to come out of their caves. The Jericho. Peace.
I'll see you tomorrow, yeah?
Why aren't you wearing those pajamas I got you?
Good night, Tony.
He is lying inside a dark, dingy cave. His body is weak, and wires are connected to his chest. These wires are attached to a car battery beside him, which is now keeping him alive. As Tony tries to sit up, confused and in pain, he sees a stranger sitting nearby. The man gently introduces himself as Yinsen, a fellow prisoner and a doctor. Yinsen explains to Tony that when he was brought into the cave by the terrorists, he was unconscious and bleeding heavily. Yinsen had done his best to save him by performing emergency surgery, but unfortunately, the shrapnel was too close to Tony's heart to remove completely. That is why Yinsen had no choice but to insert an electromagnet into Tony's chest to save his life.
Come on, put your hands up.
He says, welcome, Tony Stark. The most famous mass murderer. He wants you to build a missile.
I refuse.
It says for you to start working immediately, and when you're done, He will set you free.
He says that they will only let him go if he makes the Jericho missile for them, because they want to attack America. He makes it clear that only after completing this task will they allow Tony to leave that place. After this, Tony is taken back inside the cave. Tony goes to Yinsen and asks him if there is any way to escape from there. Yinsen replies that this is a mountainous area and no one can rescue them from here. Yinsen says they should build a special suit of armor to escape the cave. He reminds Tony that his weapons are now in the hands of dangerous people and asks if Tony will just accept this or stand up and do something about it. Tony feels hopeless and says it does not matter what he does, because either he or Yinsen will likely die soon. Tony begins organizing their workspace, asking for good lighting, welding gear, helmets, goggles, and precision tools. Together, Tony and Yinsen start taking apart the weapons around them to gather parts. Yinsen explains that the group holding them captive is called the 10 Rings, who speak many languages and, ironically, are Tony's loyal customers because they buy his weapons. While working, Tony finds a small piece of palladium inside one missile and says they need to break down more to get enough for his device. Tony builds a small arc reactor designed to power a device and keep shrapnel away from his heart. This tiny power source can generate enough energy to keep his heart running for many years, or to power something big for a short time. Tony then shows Yinsen drawings of a metal suit they plan to build. They believe this suit is their ticket out of captivity and a way to fight back. The men of the 10 Rings check on Tony's work. They watch him welding parts together for a suit and compare it with the picture of the Jericho missile they want. They notice the suit does not look right and argue over details, like the tail being backwards.
روح شوفوا حاضر يلا يلا وراي ها ينسن ينسن ستوب leave her to the best.
Should be up right now. Talk to me. Tell me when you see it.
I have it.
Press Control I.
Got
enter.
it.
Make sure the checkpoints are clear before you follow me out.
Jensen!
We gotta go. Move with me. Come on, we got a plan. We're gonna stick to it.
Don't waste your life.
How was the fun, V? Next time you ride with me, okay?
At a California military base, a huge plane lands and Tony Stark steps off. He jokes with Pepper Potts about her teary eyes, saying she must be crying over her long-lost boss. They all get into a car, but Tony refuses to go to the hospital.
I want an American cheeseburger, and the other
That's enough of that.
is not what you think. I want you to call for a press conference.
Happy drives them to Stark Industries, where Obadiah Stane is waiting with the press and employees. Obadiah teases Tony about the cheeseburger. Suddenly, Agent Phil Coulson arrives and requests to debrief Tony about his escape. Pepper sarcastically comments on all the agencies already involved. Tony starts the press conference casually. He opens up about never getting to say goodbye to his father and questions the company's role in making weapons used in war. He announces that Stark International is shutting down its weapons manufacturing division immediately until he decides the company's future direction.
I am shutting down the weapons manufacturer division of Stark International.
That Tony's back, and he's healthier than ever. We're gonna have a little, That went well. What do you think the over-under on the stock drop is? We're ironmongers. We make weapons.
It's my name on the side of the building.
And what we do keeps the world from falling into chaos.
I think we should take another look into arc reactor technology.
The arc was never cost-effective. We knew that before we built it. During that, what, 30 years?
That's what they say. Rhodey.
Show me.
Rhodey or Pepper? It's Rhodey or Pepper.
I want to see it.
At Tony's mansion, Pepper watches news anchors mocking Stark Industries for shutting down weapons production. Tony calls Pepper and asks how big her hands are. She comes down to his workshop, where Tony is lying shirtless. He explains the arc reactor keeping him alive is now an antique, and he is upgrading it. Tony points out there is a problem, an exposed wire causing a short. He hands Pepper the old reactor and tells her to put it on the table. Then he asks her to carefully lift the exposed wire without letting it touch the socket wall, joking it is like playing the game Operation. Pepper nervously asks if it is safe, and Tony reassures her it should be fine. Tony starts working on a new suit in his lab and names it Mark II. We see Tony finishing the Mark II suit and then testing it by flying out of his house into the sky.
Maybe mine can actually do some good. Next. Up. Not in the boot, dummy. Right here. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I in your way? Okay, let's do this right. Start mark half a meter and back to center. Start off nice and easy. You're going to see 10% thrust capacity, achieve lift. What?
I've been buzzing you. Did you hear the intercom?
It's completely harmless. Day 11, test 37, configuration 2.0. In 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up to 2.5. Could be worse, could be worse. We're fine. All right, what do you say?
I have indeed been uploaded, sir. We're online and ready.
Three, 2, 1. Kill power.
Tony finishes testing the Mark II suit and returns to his home, where he receives a surprise gift from Pepper. In the box, Tony finds his old arc reactor. Seeing this, Tony feels very happy. After testing his new iron suit, Tony realizes that the Mark II suit has a problem with ice forming at higher altitudes. Because of this, he knows he must make some changes to the suit's design. Meanwhile, Tony learns from the TV news that Stane has organized a big party on behalf of the Stark Company, but Tony was not invited. Seeing this, Tony goes directly to the party. At the party, he meets Pepper, and they spend some quality time together. While having a drink, Tony meets Christine, who shows him some pictures and tells him that J.C. Cherry had sold missiles in Afghanistan. Many such missiles were found in the Afghan village called Gulmira. This news makes Tony very angry, and he immediately suspects Stane.
Huh? What's going on?
Tony, you can't afford to be this naive.
You know when I was naive before.
Who do you think locked you out? I was the one who filed the injunction against you.
خلص عليه
It's all yours.
Navy.
Wasn't Marines.
I need answers. Can I please get eyes on target?
This thing just appeared out of nowhere. How come it didn't show up on the radar?
Got a minimal radar cross-section, sir.
Hello.
We've got a weapons depot that was just blown up a few clicks from where you were being held captive. You sure you don't have any tech in that area I should know about?
Nope. Ah, that's my exit.
Holy!
Hello?
Hi, Rhodey, it's me.
It's who?
I'm sorry, it is me. It's a shoot. It's me!
Rhodey, you got anything for me?
Shake him off! Roll! Roll! My shoot's jammed!
Major, we don't even know what we're shooting at. Call off the Raptors.
That thing just took out an F-22 inside a legal no-fly zone.
You owe me a plane, you know that, right?
Yeah, well, technically he hit me, so...
An unfortunate training exercise involving an F-22 Raptor occurred yesterday. It is still unclear who or what intervened.
The leader of the Ten Rings meets Stain, and he asks who was responsible for all this. The leader says that it was all done by Tony Stark because he has the iron suit with which he caused the destruction. He also says that Tony will likely go after all of them now, but he has a way to get rid of Tony's pursuit. He says they have Tony's old iron suit, the Mark I, and he wants to give it to Stain as a gift. But instead, Stain uses a sonic taser and immobilizes the leader. He then orders his man to eliminate the followers of the Ten Rings. On the other side, Tony finds out that Stain is behind all the terrorist attacks. After this, he tells his assistant Pepper to take some important information from Stain's computer, because if Stain has any secret information of the company, he might sell it to the terrorists and make profit. Then Pepper goes to Stain's computer. While transferring the files, she sees a video. From the video, it becomes clear that the terrorist attack on Tony Stark was a planned attack. After checking the computer, Stain finds out that Pepper has taken all the secret information from the computer.
No, we've been working our best to do it. We've explored what you've asked us, and it seems as though there's a little hiccup.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps!
Honestly, it's impossible.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
Then we see Stain going straight to Tony Stark's house. Using the sonic taser, he paralyzes Tony for a couple of minutes to be able to take out the reactor from Tony's body. Because the reactor is taken out, Tony begins to slowly die. But somehow, Tony manages to reach his lab, barely crawling and giving his best to reach the old reactor that Pepper had given him back into his heart. Shortly after, Rhodes finds him and helps him get back up. Meanwhile, Stain fits the reactor into his bigger iron suit and goes to kill Pepper and the rest of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Next time, baby.
Tony! Tony, are you okay?
For 30 years I've been holding you up!
Get me Major Allen. Scramble the jets.
Not necessary, people, just a training exercise.
And nothing is gonna stand in my way. Impressive!
Take me to maximum altitude.
With only 15% power, the odds of reaching that are...
I know the math! Do it!
11%.
Keep going!
7% power.
Just leave it on the screen. Stop telling me.
How'd you solve the icing problem?
2%.
I'll be right there.
Nice try.
Tony!
This isn't working. We're gonna have to overload the reactor and blast the roof. It's gonna fry everything up here.
Okay.
This looks important. I'm deeply enjoying the suit.
It's ready, Tony! Get off the roof!
Tony!
Pepper! Just do it!
You'll die!
The next day, Tony is invited to a press conference. Phil Coulson gives him a script to say that Obadiah died in an accident and that the man in the Iron Man suit was just a bodyguard. Tony goes out to speak to the press, but hesitates. His friend James Rhodes encourages him to tell the truth. Tony then surprises everyone by saying that he is the Iron Man.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Now that the whole world knows who Iron Man really is, the scene shifts to a city in Russia, where we are shown a man named Vanko. He is watching Tony Stark's press conference on TV. It is revealed that Vanko's father used to be a partner of Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark. Both of them had worked together and created the arc reactor. However, because of the greed of the banks and financial institutions, they tried to sell that technology to someone else for profit. This betrayal caused a huge impact on Vanko's family and deeply affected his father. As Vanko watches the press conference, emotions of anger and revenge fill his heart. He sees Tony Stark not just as a billionaire or a superhero, but as a symbol of everything that destroyed his family's life. The story then moves forward by 6 months. Now, we see Tony Stark making a grand entrance at the Stark Expo, an event celebrating innovation and future technology. In front of a large crowd, Tony tells everyone that it was his father's dream to build a futuristic city, one where buildings, technology, and people would thrive together in harmony. Though his father could not complete this dream during his lifetime, Tony promises the crowd that he will make it come true. He also shows the audience an old video message from his father, Howard Stark, where he speaks about the vision and purpose of Stark Expo. It becomes clear that Tony is now not only a wealthy inventor, but a public figure and a hero admired by many. However, despite all the fame and applause, Tony is secretly struggling with a serious health problem. The palladium core in the arc reactor that powers his Iron Man suit and also keeps him alive is slowly poisoning his bloodstream. Day by day, the toxicity levels in his body are rising, and it is starting to affect his health. The very device that saved his life in the cave is now putting his life at risk. Meanwhile, the government starts pressuring Tony to hand over his Iron Man suit.
Iron Man weapon turned over to the people of the United States of America.
Well, you can forget it.
Look, I'm no expert.
In prostitution, of course not. You're a senator. Come on. Let the record reflect that I observed Mr. Hammer entering the chamber.
I may well not be an expert, but you know who was the expert? Your dad. Anthony Stark has created a sword with untold possibilities. You know, we live in a world of grave threats, threats that Mr. Stark will not always be able to foresee.
The committee would now like to invite Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes.
Didn't expect to see you here. Look, it's me. I'm here to deal with it. Let's move on.
Iron Man presents a potential threat to the security of both the nation and to her interests.
I'm not a joiner, but I'll consider Secretary of Defense, if you ask nice. We can amend the hours a little bit.
Photos are in fact attempts at making manned copies of Mr. Stark's suit.
Something here. Oh, boy, I'm good. I believe that's North Korea. Is that Justin Hammer?
Right leg up.
How did Hammer get in the game?
Arm up. Yes.
Wow.
I don't think there's any reason I can...
Point is, you're welcome, I guess. Because I'm your nuclear deterrent. I have successfully privatized world peace.
F*** you, Mr. Stark. F*** you, buddy.
As the story moves forward, Tony's health keeps deteriorating. Jarvis warns him that the poison in his bloodstream is rapidly increasing, and if nothing is done soon, it could be fatal. Tony realizes he needs to find a replacement for the palladium in his arc reactor, a new element that can keep him alive without poisoning him. Sometime later, Tony goes to a boxing practice with Happy.
The notary's here. Can you please come sign the transfer paperwork?
I'm on Happy time.
I promise you this is the only time I will ask you to sign over your company.
Front and center. Come into the church.
No, you're seriously not gonna.
Can you give her a lesson?
No problem.
I don't have time to meet. I need someone now. I feel like it's her.
No, it's not. What are you gonna Google her now?
I thought I was ogling her. Latin? Who speaks Latin?
You can read Latin or you can
Yeah.
write Latin. Oh my God!
Looks like a TKO to me.
Thank you very much.
I want one.
No.
The story shifts to the glamorous city of Monaco, where a Formula One car racing event is about to take place. Tony Stark arrives at the venue with his full team to attend the prestigious race. Before the race begins, Tony and Pepper mingle with other high-profile guests attending the event. Among the guests, they meet Elon Musk.
Those Merlin engines are fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good idea for an electric jet.
You do?
Yeah.
Then we'll make it work.
During the same event, Tony runs into Justin Hammer. Hammer tries to act overly friendly and familiar with Tony, but Tony is not fooled by the fake politeness. He finds Hammer's attitude annoying and insincere. Irritated, Tony quickly ends the conversation and walks away from him without further engagement. Soon after, Tony makes a spontaneous decision and enters the Formula One race himself, taking the driver's seat and participating on the track. As the race gets underway, the crowd cheers, and the cars zoom around the circuit at incredible speeds. Suddenly, Ivan Vanko makes his dramatic entrance onto the track, carrying electrified whips powered by his homemade arc reactor. As the cars race past him, he begins to lash out at them.
Oh mon Dieu! Coupez la voiture en deux!
Go, go!
Here, take it.
Where's the keys?
It's in my pocket.
Are you out of your mind?
Better security.
Get in the car! I was attacked! Whoa! I got him! Hit him again! Get him the keys! Stop it!
Following this, we see Tony being taken to the police interrogation room for questioning. The police start asking him about the incident and what really happened during the attack at the racecourse. In the next scene, some of Justin Hammer's staff help Ivan escape from jail. Ivan is taken directly from jail to a large factory where Hammer is waiting for him. Hammer was the one who helped Ivan escape. During the attack on Tony at the racetrack, Hammer was present and carefully observed the technology behind Ivan's whip weapon. Now, Hammer makes a deal with Ivan and tells him that he helped him escape today, and in return, Ivan will help him create something powerful. Hammer tells Ivan that he will help him make a highly advanced suit, just like Iron Man's technology. Ivan agrees to the deal and shakes hands with Hammer.
Very good, man. Very cool. Hey, huh?
Hammer shows Ivan all the robots he has made, but Ivan dismisses those robots, calling them useless. He says that Hammer's software is not good enough. At his birthday party, Tony leaves wearing his Iron Man suit. He drinks a lot of alcohol there and becomes uncontrollable. Pepper feels very embarrassed seeing this. Just then, Tony's friend James arrives and becomes very angry, seeing Tony carelessly wearing the suit and behaving irresponsibly. James wants to stop Tony from acting so recklessly. To calm Tony down, James goes to his lab and puts on Tony's second Iron Man suit.
This is ridiculous. I just stuck my neck out for this guy.
I know. I get it. I'm gonna handle it, okay? Just let me handle it.
Handle it.
Does this guy know how to throw a party or what? And we're gonna say goodnight now and thank you all for coming.
The after party starts in 15 minutes.
I'm only gonna say this once.
Get out.
Shut it down.
Miss Potts? Oh, don't you Miss Potts me. I'm onto you. Do you know what? Ever since you came here,
You want it? Take it!
Tony.
You want to be the war machine? Take your shot.
Put it down!
Let's take it inside.
Clear the area.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to exit the donut.
The two of them have a secret conversation there. Suddenly, Natalie appears wearing the Black Widow suit. Tony is surprised to see her in this new form. Then she tells him that she is Natasha, an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Nick Fury sent her to keep an eye on Tony. He is given a shot of lithium dioxide, which helps slow down the rapid progression of his illness. Nick Fury tells him that, for now, it will help him function almost like before, but it is not a permanent cure. Tony will have to find the real treatment himself. Fury also warns Tony that if he thinks he has tried everything, he is very mistaken. Then Nick Fury reveals a secret to Tony. His father was one of the founding members of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agency. After this, Fury gives Tony a box containing some important documents and video footage belonging to Howard Stark. Tony opens the box and watches the footage one by one. In one of the videos, there is a secret message from Tony's father, recorded when Tony was a small child.
Everything is achievable through technology. Better living, robust health, and everything you'll need for the future can be found right here. From all of us at Stark Industries, I would like to personally... Come on, go. Tony, you're too young to understand this right now, so I thought I would put it on film for you. This is the key to the future. I'm limited by the technology of my time. What is and always will be my greatest creation is you.
Claridge High-Tech semi-automatic 9mm pistol. This is the FN 2000 from Belgium. They do make something better than waffles. This is an M134 762 minigun, 6 individual barrels. This is my Eiffel Tower, and it's capable of reducing the population of any standing structure to 0.
I think I'll take it.
Which one?
All of it.
The next day, Tony goes to meet Pepper, who is currently in her office at Stark Industries. Tony comes to apologize for the mistake he made on his birthday, but Pepper is still upset with him and leaves the room. As Tony is leaving, his eyes fall on the Stark Expo model made by his father. On it is written, "To the future." This message catches his attention and gives him hope for what lies ahead. Tony picks up the model from the Stark Expo and brings it back to his laboratory. After spending some time thinking deeply and analyzing the structure with the help of Jarvis, Tony finally understands the exact composition and design of the new element. Using this knowledge, he successfully creates a powerful new element that perfectly fits the design of his arc reactor. This breakthrough allows Tony to completely eliminate his reliance on palladium, which had previously been poisoning him and slowly harming his health. With this new element, Tony now has a safer and more efficient power source for his Iron Man suit. Determined, Tony turns his home lab into a mini factory. Using pipes, lasers, and his robotic assistants, he begins constructing and synthesizing the unknown element his father hinted at. After intense effort, Tony creates the new element and installs it into his arc reactor. As soon as he activates it, Jarvis informs him that the toxin levels in his blood are dropping and the new element is stable and safe. Tony has now not only saved himself, but become even stronger than before. At the Stark Expo, Hammer arrives in a grand and dramatic manner, impressing the audience. He presents his series of iron robots, each designed to replace and enhance different parts of the human body, showcasing his technological advancements. Alongside this, Hammer also introduces Colonel Rhodes' War Machine suit to the public. The War Machine is heavily armed and ready for military use, demonstrating Hammer's ambitions to sell powerful weapons and suits to the highest bidders.
Colonel James Rhodes!
I'm here on orders. Let's not do this right now.
All these people are in danger. We gotta get them out of here.
Where is he? What?
Where's Vanko?
Is that you? No, I'm not doing that. That's not me.
Let's take it outside.
No! Tony, I'm locked on. I have target lock.
On what?
On you!
What do you mean it's been overridden?
I think he slaved the drones.
That's impossible. Call the guards.
And you tell me who's behind this.
He's at my facility.
Nobody's answering the phone. What's going on?
Get in the car. Take me to Hammer Industries.
Nice work, kid.
I'm gonna enter the facility and take down the target.
Listen. A pack just peeled off. They're headed back to the expo.
Got it.
staying in the car.
I said stay in the car.
We copy, we're on our way.
I got him!
What's your 20?
I'm rebooting Rhodey's suit. Reboot complete. You got your best friend back.
War Machine's suit comes back under Rhodes' control. After that, an intense fight breaks out between Ivan's robots and Tony and James. One by one, Tony and James manage to destroy all the robots.
See that?
Yeah, nice.
Get down!
Are you kidding?
Hands behind your back, sir.
I'm trying to help here. You think you're making a problem for me? I'm gonna make a problem for you. I'm gonna be seeing you again real soon.
Oh, this ain't gonna be good.
Later in the film, we see Tony sitting in front of Nick Fury. Nick tells Tony that Natasha has prepared a report stating that Tony is not fit to join the Avengers team. However, Nick also says that Tony's suit will still be useful for them. Tony gets upset by this, but Nick offers him another role, to work as a consultant for the Avengers. Tony responds that the Avengers cannot afford him, but he agrees to consider Nick's offer on one condition, that he is honored by the government the next day. Nick agrees to arrange a good speaker for Tony's speech at the awards ceremony. In the next scene, we see the senator, who was earlier opposing Tony, now praising him as the protector of the country. The story then goes back to New Year's Eve in 1999 at a party in Switzerland. Tony is there with Maya Hansen. He gives a speech, but Maya says it is hard to understand, and they laugh together. She tells him about her research in botany and explains that she has created a very powerful virus. The special thing about this virus is that it can help people who have suffered severe injuries or accidents. It allows their bodies to heal and become normal again. Suddenly, Aldrich Killian comes in happy to see Tony and Maya. He tells Tony that his company, called Advanced Idea Mechanics, is about to do a big experiment that could create a huge breakthrough in the world of science. Aldrich says his project can bring a scientific revolution, and he wants Tony to join him. He is very impressed with Tony and hopes to work with him at any cost. Tony says he will meet Aldrich on the roof in 5 minutes and then leaves. Tony leaves Maya a note and skips meeting Aldrich on the roof. He reflects that he unknowingly created something dangerous. The story then shifts to the present time. It shows that after the big battle between the Avengers and Loki's army, the world suffered a lot of destruction. Tony was deeply affected by it. He started getting panic attacks and could not forget the fear of that battle. To prepare for any future danger, Tony builds a large team of Iron Man suits, which he calls the Iron Legion.
I'm the best.
Then Tony watches the news and sees a broadcast from the Mandarin, who claims responsibility for a recent deadly attack on a U.S. airbase in Kuwait. The Mandarin calls himself a teacher, not a terrorist, and warns the president that he is still at large, invisible, and ready to strike again. This message sets up a serious new threat that Tony will have to confront. The American agencies are unable to find the Mandarin's location, despite many efforts. President Ellis says that Colonel James Rhodes is now the Iron Patriot. This is the old War Machine suit, but painted red, white, and blue to show patriotism.
I am Iron Patriot. Listen, War Machine was a little too aggressive, all right? This sends a better message.
Can we talk about this guy?
There have been 9 bombings.
I got a ton of new tech. I got a prehensile suit. I got bomb disposal.
I'm not trying to be a dictator. Stopping the Mandarin is priority, but it's not...
It's not superhero business.
No, it's not.
How did you get out of the wormhole?
Wait a minute, Tony.
What did you say?
Tony.
Okay.
You've experienced a severe anxiety attack.
Later, at Stark Industries, Happy Hogan walks through the lobby showing his new security badge. He jokes that Tony's robots in the basement are wearing party hats and says they might be useful. He tells Pepper Potts they should replace the janitors with robots because the human part of human resources is their biggest problem. Pepper is surprised and unhappy about Happy's robot idea, and Pepper is surprised to see Aldrich, now handsome and fit in a business suit. He shows her a presentation about his project and offers her a chance to work with him, but Pepper refuses his offer politely. Killian feels disappointed and leaves. However, Happy becomes suspicious of Killian's bodyguard, Savin, and starts following him secretly.
It's an idea we like to call extremis. Strangely mimetic, though, wouldn't you say?
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a live feed. Come on up, I'll prove it to you. Now, extremis harnesses our bioelectrical potential. Our entire DNA, in fact, is destined to be upgraded.
Hello? Is this for head of security?
What?
You know, look.
Now I got a real job. I'm watching Pepper.
What's going on? Fill me in.
Aldrich Killian. We actually met the guy back, where were we, in '99, the science conference? Here, let me show you.
Hold on. See? Flip the screen. Then I can see what they're doing.
I don't know how to flip the screen.
But something tells me now there's a new genius.
It's gonna be a no, Aldrich.
Then, as my father used to say, failure is the fog through which we glimpse triumph.
Later that night, we see Pepper and Tony sleeping at home. Suddenly, Tony has a panic attack in his sleep. Pepper tries to calm him down, but just then, one of Tony's Iron Man suits walks in on its own.
Tony. Tony.
I'll recalibrate the sensors. Pepper.
I gotta sleep downstairs. Tinker with that.
Can you regulate?
Yes, I can regulate.
Sure about that. I'm sorry, buddy.
Happy is seriously injured and taken to the hospital. Tony challenges the Mandarin publicly through the media and even shares his home address, daring him to come fight. Later, in his high-technology lab, Tony works with Jarvis to dig into more details about the recent Mandarin attack. Jarvis has gathered secret data from top agencies like S.H.I.E.L.D., the FBI, and the CIA. With all that information, they create a virtual crime scene, a 3D hologram of the blast site at the Chinese theater. The next day, Maya Hansen comes to visit Tony at his house. While they are talking, Pepper also arrives. But suddenly, the Mandarin's men launch a heavy attack on Tony's house with missiles and machine guns.
Now I'm in a committed relationship.
Please don't tell me there's a 12-year-old kid waiting in the car that I've never met.
You saved yourself a world of pain.
What?
Trust me. We're going out of town.
Okay, we've been through this. Nope.
Is that normal?
Sadly,
Yes, this is normal.
It's very normal.
It's a big bunny. Relax about it. Where's my flight power?
Working on it, sir.
That's one. All right, kill the alarm. I got it. Open the suit.
I think I may be malfunctioning, sir.
Open it, Jay. Maybe I'll just cozy back up for you.
I actually think I need to sleep now, sir.
His suit is completely out of power, and he is all alone. As Tony tries to figure out what to do next, he meets a young boy named Harley Keener, who lives nearby. Harley is intelligent, curious, and interested in science and machines, much like a young Tony. Harley offers Tony shelter in his garage and helps him repair the damaged Iron Man suit. While staying there, Tony begins experiencing panic attacks because of the trauma he went through during the alien invasion in New York. Harley notices this and tries to support Tony emotionally. He tells Tony that being a hero is not just about wearing a powerful suit. What matters more is the person inside.
Are they coming back? The alien?
Remember I told you that I have an anxiety issue?
Do you need a plastic bag to breathe into? Do you have medication?
Nope.
Do you want me to
Remember when I
stop
said to stop doing that? I swear to you, you're gonna freak me out. Your fault. You spazzed me out.
Harley tells Tony that recently, there have been a lot of strange and violent incidents in their area. Most of them involved explosions, but no one could find any evidence of bombs or weapons. With Harley's help, Tony meets the mother of one of those soldiers who had exploded. The woman is heartbroken and tells Tony that her son was involved in something mysterious. She gives Tony a file filled with secret information and government reports about the soldier's death and the program he was part of.
Hey! What's all this about?
Homeland Security. We good here?
No, we're not good.
All right, you know what? I was hoping to do this the smart way, but...
Get this woman out.
I've dated hotter chicks than you.
Hey, kid, what would you like for Christmas?
You like that, Westworld?
Admit it. You need me. We're connected.
This program was originally designed to heal disabled or injured people, and it had amazing potential to regenerate body parts or repair major injuries. That is when Tony realizes that Aldrich, who was once a disabled man himself, used this program on himself, and it completely healed him. But instead of using it to help people, he turned it into a dangerous weapon. He gave extremist powers to soldiers and used them for his own evil purposes, turning them into human bombs. The terrorist known as the Mandarin is just a cover. The real person behind everything is Aldrich. Maya Hansen begins to feel guilty about her involvement in Aldrich's plans. She confesses everything to Pepper Potts, revealing the truth behind Killian's experiments and the extremist project.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Pepper.
I've told you, Killian, we can use him. He just lacked a decent incentive. Now he has one.
Nobody move! Forswear, I think you messed up again.
Tony Stark, with the help of young Harley, successfully tracks the Mandarin's location to a mansion in Miami, Florida. Since Tony's Iron Man suit is still not fully charged, he quickly builds a set of makeshift weapons from hardware store supplies to prepare for the fight. Tony arrives at the Miami location and, using clever tricks and sheer skill, defeats the guards one by one until he finally reaches the room where the Mandarin is supposed to be.
Why is it so hot in here?
I am not your personal...
20 minutes.
But to Tony's shock, he finds that the person pretending to be the Mandarin is not a terrorist mastermind at all. He is just a drunk British actor named Trevor Slattery, who had been hired by Aldrich. Trevor confesses that he is just an actor, and all his speeches, appearances, and threats were scripted. He was paid to act like the Mandarin, while the real operations were secretly being conducted by Killian. Killian used Trevor as a distraction, a puppet villain to take the blame for all the bombings. This way, the world's attention was focused on a fake terrorist, while the truth about the illegal and dangerous extremist project remained hidden. One of Killian's men named Savan arrives and attacks Tony. He knocks Tony unconscious and takes him to Killian, presenting him in a restrained and helpless state. At this point, Killian begins to reveal more of his plan. He explains that with the help of the extremist virus, he was able to transform himself physically and mentally, gaining superhuman strength and regenerative powers. Maya Hansen is also present during this confrontation. To manipulate Tony emotionally, Killian shows him a holographic projection of Pepper Potts. Tony is horrified to see that Pepper has been captured and is now a test subject for the extremist experiment. Killian has already begun injecting her with the extremist serum. Witnessing this twisted manipulation, Maya Hansen finally has a change of heart. Feeling guilty and enraged by what Killian has done to Pepper and Tony, she turns against him. She demands that Killian stop and let Tony go. But Killian shows no mercy. Without hesitation, he pulls out a gun and shoots Maya, killing her for her defiance. After this, Killian moves toward James Rhodes, the Iron Patriot. He forcibly removes Rhodes from his Iron Patriot armor, stealing the suit to use in his own plan. This allows Killian to gain control of the powerful Iron Patriot weapon system. Meanwhile, Tony's Iron Man suit has finally been fully charged and is now ready for action.
Break it, you bought it. I'm gonna kill you first. Trust me, you're gonna be in a puddle of blood on the ground in 5, 4, 3. Come on! Bang! Wow, that was. You should be gone by now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Told you. Let's go. Main house, fast as you can. Somebody I'd like you to meet. What's this? I had winners.
This is the Mandarin?
I know, it's embarrassing.
Tony and James Rhodes question Trevor about Killian's next plan. Trevor reveals that the plan's real mission is to kidnap the American president. Immediately, Tony and James rush to stop this plan and move quickly to intercept. At this moment, Savan arrives wearing the Iron Patriot suit. Everyone assumes that James Rhodes is inside the suit, and Savan moves into the plane with the president.
Oh, here he comes, Get a quick picture. Sure.
It is an honor, Mr. President.
Was that Rhodes?
The president! How many in the air?
13, sir.
I'll electrify your arm. You won't be able to open your hand. Easy. Come on, people. Come on, come on, come on. All right, Jarvis, but it's only half done. We still gotta get...
Give me some good news, man.
I think they all made it.
We see Pepper Potts and the president at another location controlled by Killian. Extremist soldiers have taken the president hostage. Killian is doing all this because the president's daughter is disabled, and Killian had promised to cure her using the extremist virus. Additionally, Killian wants to control the president to gain more power. He also reveals that only after completing his plans will the current president be able to officially continue his term as America's leader. At that moment, Tony and James secretly arrive at the location. Using the help of Jarvis, Tony calls all the Iron Man suits he has built. Then, a big fight begins between the extremists and all the Iron Man suits at the place. One by one, explosions start happening as the battle goes on.
Merry Christmas, buddy. take him to church.
Gentlemen.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're only coded to me.
Stop!
Come on. A little more, baby.
Tony.
She's watching. Jarvis, give me a suit right now!
You look damn good, Mr. President.
Honey, I can't reach any further and you can't stay.
Shame. I would have caught her.
Okay, wait. Slow down.
Do me a favor and blow Mark 42.
It was always me, Tony. I am the Mandarin!
Why don't you dress like this at home? Sport bra, the whole deal.
Am I gonna be okay?
No. You're in a relationship with me. Everything will never be okay.
Tony listens to Pepper and asks Jarvis to destroy all the Iron Man suits that Tony had built. In the end, the story shows the boy Harley coming back home. He finds that Tony has sent many books and research materials for his studies and work. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap, and if you did, then be sure to subscribe and like for more awesome recaps like this, and as always, thank you very much for watching.